Go.
Okay, we're here.
We're here.
We're live, 11:05. And today we're here with Larry, not White, but the Black Knight.
The Black
The
Knight.
Black Knight. So, yesterday had a great interview. If you didn't see yesterday, I just had a great time with Dr. Ray, and he analyzed the Kooky car. I mean, and having known Norm and kind of the way Norm thinks and the way he builds cars, you don't make major changes to a car that just has nuance without thinking about it. So Norm thought about the car. Well, anyway, he analyzed that car and looked at the lines, and he pointed it out for a half hour. And he wants to build a car, not a clone of that, but in that
Similar,
style, but a
yeah.
modern version of Norm's cool look.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you got this car. And you're back. You're working on it. Is this a vacation? Are we having a vacation?
This is my vacation.
Okay, you've been hanging at the house, so you watch me play with the goats and do
Yeah.
some tractor work. You're sitting on the back porch, but you've been putting some long hours in the last couple of days, man. I'm up at 5, 6, and sometimes you're up and ready to go or gone, and
Oh, yeah.
getting home after 8 o'clock. So, blocking. So as intimate as I am with this car, you're even more intimate with it at this point. So I think what we want to do is just go around and I guess quickly, the point of this is, and I don't know if I told it to you or I told it yesterday or I even told it to our internet audience here. Mm-hmm. You go to a new car dealership, you buy a new car and you get a new car. There's a standard of what a new car is.
Yep.
And even when you buy a T-bucket from us, you buy a new T-bucket. It's the standard of what a new T-bucket is. You don't go to the showroom at a new car dealer and buy a show car. It's a different world.
Yep.
And the same here. You buy a T-bucket, it's a new T-bucket. Ready to go driving and have fun with and take to the car shows and win trophies with the car shows, but it's not the show car. To take it to the show car level, it's everything you did and then twice again more. Do you
Well
agree with
said.
that?
Yeah, at least,
Okay,
yeah.
so saying that, you bought this car and it was rough,
Very rough.
but you got a car that there's just not many of. If you'd had more choices, you'd have probably been way ahead of the game to buy a better quality car to start with.
Easily.
Less money, less time, you didn't have that option. You wanted the tall T, you wanted this style, there it is, you got what you wanted, then you start putting time and effort into it.
Yep.
Judging the car for a car show, this is going to be a show car.
Yes, it is.
And like yesterday, we talked about a car, it's going to be a show car. If I'm a judge, it's hard for a T-bucket to win because there's not enough to judge on it. There's not enough to, you say, oh, my T-buckets never win against this car. Well, you just don't have as much that you can do to it. This has got windows. And that was the worst part on this car, was the windows.
They were terrible.
There
was no window
They were
trim.
barely functional.
Right.
The windshield frame, it was one of the weaker spots on the car.
Very weak.
Very weak.
It had open miters.
Okay, so start telling us what you've done just to this, and then we'll go around the car quickly, and you can't even remember all the things that's been done. Just in this area, we can probably name 20.
A lot.
But name them quickly, and then we'll find out how this is going to end once we get to the back,
Okay.
all right?
Well, we welded all these corners up and made this one solid piece. Originally, this cap would have been open, and that's how the top of the windshield frame would have came off, and you would have got the glass in. So then,
The best we could figure, probably came off of, say, like a camper. You had a camper shell, the back glass, and they may have bent that.
yep.
It's kind of what this material looked like.
Now, it didn't actually fit the cowl either. I mean, there was
That's true.
quite a bit of modification that had to be done to make the cowl or the dash fit this frame so that it will seal up going across here. So
And you can't see in this video, but it fits nicely.
it does fit very nicely.
Very nicely. We're talking tight tolerances.
And the rubber that we've selected to use for a seal is going to be perfect.
So when it seals, it won't have the traditional wind noise.
Exactly.
I feel very confident. No water, no wind. Yeah, there's Josh in the background.
Yeah. And then a lot of work went into, you know, the thing just didn't open and close right. Man, I mean, where do you start?
Well, you spent a half hour this morning looking for just the right washer.
Yes.
These are like studs that are welded in here that were crooked and not right. And instead of going on, which it was going on just the frame
Right.
to the thing, so you built it out with a washer, so it's going to ride on the washer.
Yep, to give it a backing plate so that when you tighten this thumb screw up, and these are tight now, so now I can take that out. But now this is actually straight, and we had to build these brackets here that will weld to this windshield frame, because the other brackets were just angled back, and they were actually putting everything in a bind because they just came back at about a 45-degree angle, and everything bound up.
So we cut a new aluminum bracket here.
Yep,
Which will weld on. It's kind of
Which
loose
was all
now.
taped up because we poly bonded that washer, and we just did that not very long ago. So that poly bond just now flashed off, you know.
Okay, so we had 4 corners here. You can take this thing all apart
Yep.
for the purpose of putting the glass in.
Installing glass.
So we welded it all together.
Yep.
Now it's sanded really clean. There's a channel all the way around it, but how do we get the glass in?
Well, then we had to cut the top of the. I mean, we could take this back off now because the poly bond is set up. If you want to show them, it's up to you.
It's a good thing. Windows. If I'm going to judge a car, and I got to look at 200 cars, and that's a small car show, I've got to get that down quick. So if I'm going to walk by this car, the first thing I'm going to look at is the hardest areas to do. And the windows. It's tough to get the windows right. I'm going to look at your windows and go, man, if he spent the time to do that on his windows, the rest of it's probably pretty nice too. All right, check that to come back, look at it again. I'll go to the next car.
Right.
And, you know, and I may spend an hour to narrow my 200 cars down to 15 cars. And then, you know, you may spend 8 hours trying to decide on them 15 cars. And a lot of it comes into style and what were you thinking and this and that. So let's show them because this.
Okay.
How many hours do you think are in this? See, can we just take it out?
Yeah, now you can. Well, no. Yeah, we can actually. Just take the tape off, Rob.
Okay.
And just try to. Yeah, you can leave that thumb
Okay.
screw on there.
How many hours do you think are in this window so far without we haven't even started polishing?
Oh boy. A lot. Now I don't have the screws out of it, but what I could do is I could slide this hinge off of here and give you an idea of where we made the cut. We made the cut right along here, all the way along there.
And it's tight. You can see I can spread it, but you won't be able to do that once we get it together.
Because the glass will be fastened against
Yeah.
this outer frame, and then the seal.
So you've got an L-shaped rod in here.
And then
A couple screws,
couple screws on each
and then
side.
a couple screws. So
Yep.
take these screws out,
Take those 2 screws out, and that
and
whole
then this will come forward,
Yep, that
and
whole-
your entire glass will be in a channel.
slide in that channel. Then this goes back on, and it'll be bonded in there.
And now this is how Larry thinks. Now the top corner here, once that hinge is on there, and once this is on here, and even when you swing it out, I don't think I've got a mirror small enough to stick up in there to look at this little corner.
Yeah.
But Larry is making sure that even these little inside corners are clean. That's the kind of details that come with.
Yeah.
If you've got it this good, like I said, if I'm looking at the car and you've turned, honestly, this was one of the weaker parts of the car. They
It was.
needed it when.
It was. And I mean, these posts, these required quite a bit of work. They were not consistent. There was nothing for that windshield to go in here and tie up against. All this has been bonded in here. This was not just, it didn't actually look like this. These posts were not the same. And because these backers, there was no washer backer on here, then these were actually,
I'm getting signs from Josh. We got no sound, or what do we got going on?
Yeah, just talk loud.
Talk loud.
Okay.
Okay. Sound is bad on the thing.
okay, sorry about that. Then these would actually, they weren't straight up and down. They were not parallel.
Right. I got
with-
inside and looked at it. These are nice and parallel with each other. They're at 90, even though the posts are a little angled. They're
Yep.
both angled the same, and everything is
Is square
a
now.
lot of time, a lot of effort, and what was, like I said, the weakest part is now going to be one of the strongest parts. If I'm going to look at this car, honestly, not knowing nothing about it, I'll look at your windows first, because I know what it takes to make a window.
Oh,
work.
yeah.
And I know intimately more about these windows than you know about You
Right.
know intimately more about this
Well,
one.
even the
You've been
time that
working
was
on it.
spent getting this visor.
Okay, so let's
Straight
just go
there.
quickly run everything.
Okay, yeah, I mean, this visor was not bonded in here, it was just bolted on with some big bolts and washers, and as you recall, it
I
took
don't
us-
remember that part, but you're right. It was-
Oh, yeah, no, it was not molded in.
And
you
then
know.
it was a bad shape.
And
That
it
was the
a
last thing we
terrible
fixed.
shape, and if he eyeballs down there, that's
It had a dip.
It had a
of,
terrible
not
dip.
exaggerating, probably
Yep.
a half inch.
probably a half of an
So
inch.
we had to cut it, move it, do it, clean it, do it.
Yep.
And you can see in the blocking now, when you see in these multiple colors, there's a lot of blocking going on here. He's not bleeding enough yet to make me
No,
happy.
well, I'm not,
So when you
I'm not
when
done
you-
blocking
when
yet
your
either.
fingers are bleeding good enough, you know you blocked
all
enough.
right, well,
So we're blocking, and you can see there's still some high and low, but this is gonna be a black car,
black, so we gotta, yep.
and it's gonna look good. So the door, okay, well, no, we're not even done with the front. Quickly, we got
Okay.
this, we did the window. What about here?
This had a cow vent in it, that was filled in.
Clean,
and
straight,
Got
done?
clean, all smoothed up.
What about here?
This did not, this transmission tunnel was too big, too much of an opening here around the transmission. We've tightened that up around there. This is all bonded. This was a weaker bond here where they had that originally, back out here. And so you went in and bonded the back of this with fiberglass.
Oh, that's right,
And
after
made that
upside
very,
down.
because it
That's right.
actually split back out, so.
Okay,
use
the
that
doors.
bond material. Yep.
And still on the top, there was some pre-release, there was mold seams.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the top is still, you know, we're gonna have.
Well, let's just talk about the door. You
Okay.
probably remember more about it
Let's
than I
talk
do.
about the door. We pulled the hinges off. The hinges were actually a cast, they still have cast marks in them. Got those hinges all cleaned up.
That's right, you spent probably, how many hours you spent
Quite a
just
few
cleaning the
hours
hinges?
getting those hinges
Just
smooth.
making these hinges, these are
Smooth.
smooth. When they're painted now,
Yep, they'll be smooth. That's
the
what we
bolts
want.
in there, wrong bolts.
Yeah,
bolts
the
that didn't
bolts,
work.
we ordered some stainless steel pins
But
for.
when the hinges closed, the
Oh,
bolts
yeah.
were too, and we're
then-
hitting,
Yep,
so the door just didn't go together right.
right. And the door actually did not open or shut
Oh, we had
properly.
those, that's our style.
Yeah, that is yours. Yes,
That's,
absolutely,
proprietary there. If
absolutely.
you watch all the videos,
So,
you'll know
yeah,
how
we
to do it.
changed out, we
How to
changed
rob
these
a
out
car.
Yeah.
to a big head.
Yeah, put a big head on here and change the, but you got some stainless ones coming.
Mm-hmm.
Windows,
Windows, this is all your work here, molding all this in. This had no
so we can
channeling.
put channel in here, and it's got a plate that's a good idea design, so it goes in. I had a little tough time to make sure I could get that in with the window and get it all in, but it will, and it'll have a window fuzzy on here, and a felt that goes around here,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a window channel like it should be. Before it had I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, it actually had like the mold lip that came out.
Yeah.
And it had to because the window channel they were using was so big that
Oh, so it
they
was hiding
used
the-
that to hide that.
Oh,
It
okay.
looked terrible. I mean, it really looked terrible. It was just.
Anyway, windows are working good. I'm happy with the windows.
Yeah,
I
windows
think
are
you'll be
very
happy
good.
once it's
Absolutely.
painted and that's glued in. You can see this is aluminum channel, comes around, and it comes even at an angle, so it's all fully in there. Door shuts nice.
Doors open and shut.
I mean,
beautiful.
doors shut good.
They're
This is-
beautiful.
But they weren't quite that way.
No, that.
What about the
They
line
were
on top
not
here?
like that. There was actually no line here on the top. Bob added this on the top.
We had to
And-
add this little reveal kind of thing to it here.
He's got all of his reveals on the door, and then he'll come back on, once the door's on the bench, and he'll make
Clean
this
that
all
one up a
the
little bit.
exact same size. But, I mean, he's done.
Here's a
nice
tip,
job.
this is still on here. When you're, on a fiberglass car especially, now if you're a metal car and you're grinding
Yeah,
the
you
edge
might-
off and
you might have
rewelding
the
it.
skin
I
off
mean,
of
it's
it,
been
yeah.
done before, you will cut through the skin, but it's not the best way, but, so you can just take down, so we've got really tight lines.
Mm-hmm.
And this door is not quite ready yet, it's still on, the other door is fitting good, and we had it off before you could see it, so.
Right.
But it was, I looked at it, it was fitting really good.
Yeah.
Ed, our body guy, got it. Our lines, this line,
They never matched up. And on the original car, they do not match up. On an original Model T, they don't match up. So, but that was not acceptable. So we had to.
so we've made these lines, so when you
Yep.
look down your body line, this is
Yep.
gonna be straight.
That goes all the way around.
And then we
here.
had to add a lot on here.
You
So
did add
this
a
is
lot.
right to there, fit that good. Coming around, we got the windows flush mounted.
Yep,
We put them in because of the way we did the inside. So the inside's gonna be painted and slick all around, and Eddie's got upholstery going down the bottom. So we did put the glass in. Highly recommend if you do have glass in before, or even if the car still has the glass and you don't take it out, tape it out. Just tape it up beforehand. You think you're gonna be careful,
yep.
you're gonna scratch it, and then you know, it ain't good. So once it's all painted, we'll, get this off, and I'm gonna run a bead of urethane right around the edge. So it's got even though this is a clean bead here,
Yep.
it'll have that fresh,
Just that
clean
little rolled
bead,
edge, yep.
no paint on it,
Yep.
good to go. Okay, what else we do? I mean, a lot of straightening.
A lot of straightening. There's been a lot of straightening. I mean, actually, this was high. We had to cut all this down. You can kind of see where we broke through the gel coat
So
here.
we changed some lines here a little bit, kind of
Yep.
blended. It's hard to see
Yep.
what the way
Made
the colors
this
are.
quarter seam actually, this body seam actually broke here at the quarter, and we made this band.
So you can get a
one
kind of a
solid
better
band
view here with
across
all
there.
primer on it. It's not-
And this deck lid used to hinge up here, right underneath, kind of in this
yeah,
band.
sort of a hinge.
Yep, not really a hinge. It was two bolts through fiberglass. Would have maybe opened it a few times, but not very many.
So we cut the deck lid,
You cut the deck lid off?
bonded that in,
Bonded
changed it up.
Yep,
Of course, there was no drip rail up there.
right.
While we got it here, again, to get your line straight, just take a piece of tape. Makes a great way to make a line straight. Then you can go ahead and sand it right to the edge of the tape here. Something that peeves me, oh, I mean it. This, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but it comes to a point. It's sanded to a point. Now, on an original car, they don't come to a point.
No,
So we want to make this look like a, original steel wrapping around, so this will not have a point on it. But I think we got to kind of trim it up a little bit more anyway.
we do. We do.
So
It's-
when it
there's
flattens
not
out
quite
that way.
enough reveal, so once that flattens up, it'll take some of that.
But it's
point.
real easy when you're doing a door or a deck lid like that to start sanding, and you're sanding, and all of a sudden you've created a point on it. And I mean, there's a couple things. First, it don't look right, and then second, when you paint it, there's nothing for the paint to be on, and when you buff it, that's going to
It's
buff
just
through
gone.
immediately,
Yep.
and it just doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
So we created the hidden hinges,
Yep, and this,
and we made the drip rail.
made a drip rail in here, was not there.
So we got all that. Oh, I pro streeted it.
Pro streeted it, yep.
You and we did a lot to the floor, didn't we? We did a lot.
Oh, yeah, the floor is, Plascore.
Glass core in the back.
Plascore, the whole floor.
You can kind of see on this side, yeah.
French tail lights.
Oh yeah, we did tail lights.
French to tail lights, yeah. Those look
tail
really
lights.
cool.
Yeah, these are.
Those
Yeah.
are really cool. I like them. That turned out exactly like I wanted.
Yeah, that come out good.
Mm-hmm.
So we still got, this is where we have our little hidden proprietary door latch that nobody knows about. That's,
Right.
That's secret.
Well,
See, it's hidden under there. Nobody
Like
will be able
Ed
to
had
get in your
talked, when
car.
we get it turned over, we can,
Yeah, so we'll kind of notch that to fit right. but
Fill
that's
that
where
in.
it goes in.
yep, yep.
The hinges are fitting good. You can kind of see on the top here, we have done a lot of body work. Here, I'll come on this side. Can you see into the back?
Yeah, if you look around those windows over there.
I mean, this is all filled. This is tight. When this is painted, it's gonna be painted and tight and clean, and it's all body work. So the upholstery will start and come down from here. And Eddie's got most of that started already and going. Got the dash cleaned up. We got an overhead console. It's already fitting, slides up in there. You can kind of see this is all ribbed. So by the time this is sanded, this will be painted like the car. And it'll have I think it'll have a really cool look. Surely your tunnel was in here.
Yeah, the tunnel was in there.
And we put the Plascore in. We got the steering column fitting already.
Yep, column drops in it, so,
Column drops in.
yep, put all this, welded all this metal in here.
Well,
There's
that's right. It
nothing behind
had,
that
it had a
dash.
removable dash.
Yeah, it was a removable dash that was
Just kind of,
a
yeah.
wobbly mess. I
Yeah,
mean, it
so
really
we've got
was.
some reinforcing, and if I'm not mistaken, surely we put metal reinforcing when we built them hinges. We had to.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is. There is.
So there was no metal, was there metal reinforcing in it?
No,
So
it was not there.
We did like we would have on
Yes,
any
you
other
did.
car.
Yep, yep.
It's sad. I mean, we've been working on it for a while, but my memory's not so good. And it's not just another car. This is you already got your license plate.
I do, I have the license plate, one off T,
One off T. So it's
and it's a
point
black
of the
license
story
plate.
today is there's a lot to making a show car.
There's a lot. There's a lot, and you can take, you know, how much work do you want to put in it? Because
There is no stopping point.
there's not, really.
There's
You
only
could
one
just
that's
keep-
perfect, and
Yep.
that's God, and it's not us.
Yeah,
So
no.
we cannot achieve perfect.
That's right.
We can only keep getting better,
Yep.
and better, and better, and better. And,
Yep.
until you get the inside of the window so clean that you'll never see it again when you bolt the window together.
Right.
But that's the level of car you're building. And I'm excited to be able to do it with you. Hopefully you're having a good time.
I'm having a great time. Like I said before, I'm really pleased that you're allowing me to come down here and do this, you know?
Well, it's,
I'm sure it's not normal.
it's not, it's
you
way
know.
not normal. I mean, we get to know our customers pretty well, and
Well, and as you mentioned before, I mean, you've even allowed me to stay in your home. You open your home up to me, and I mean,
well, we'll have him, he's a
That's,
northerner.
you know.
He'll be drinking sweet tea before we're
right,
done.
right, been drinking sweet tea.
He likes tea. Well, we do. It's sweet tea at our
Yeah.
house, so that's all you get. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we got September 9th. Is that when it is?
September 9th.
September 9th.
Yep.
The, what do they call it? The
Flippin'
car
car
craze
craze.
and flipping here. And you're planning on coming back for that.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Mm.
And we're just pumping that now. We're going to do a Spirit Open House. And on Friday, and the show's on the 9th, which is Saturday, and there's a bunch of stuff going on there. And I'm going to talk to my wife and see if we can't do something for Spirit friends and family. We used to do that at the house. We used to have a party at the house.
Oh,
so,
you did? Hmm.
Maybe I can convince her to do Saturday night. So she sometimes watches these. So I'm
Okay,
gonna,
so if you let
She
her
ain't
watch
watching
this
today,
one.
I'll tell you that.
we're going out of town tonight. I'm fixing to go to Wisconsin. and
Right.
We're gonna stay in a nice hotel tonight. So if I hear all about what party we have, and then we'll work on
Let
it
us
from that.
know
So
from there, okay.
at this point, no announcement, but September 9th, we're definitely a show in the park on Saturday, and on Friday we'll have a barbecue here, and we want to invite everybody. Come down. It's a great show. Next week here, is it next week?
17th, whenever that is. I don't know what the date is.
17th. Is that next week?
Yeah, 17th is next week.
Probably a Wednesday. Wow, the month's flying by.
Right? Yeah.
Good Guys is coming from,
Yeah, today's the 10th.
Yeah, so it'd be next Wednesday.
so they're coming, Good Guys is coming from, I think, Arizona somewhere,
Yeah.
and they're going to the show in
Nashville.
Nashville, so they're going to stop here and hang out for a while, and that'll be at 11 o'clock, noon. So if you happen to be here, you happen to be a local watching this, a lot of locals watch the little program here, you are welcome. From 11 o'clock till probably 12 o'clock or so, we're going to have a lunch for the Good Guys people. It's not just open to the public, but you're welcome to come down and look at the cars down here if you want. That would be great. That's coming up next Wednesday. And if you're on watching this 5 years from now, that would be September. No, what month is this? April, May?
Right now it's May.
May.
So that'll be May 17th.
Right now it's May 10th.
17th, 2017.
Yep.
Is the
1
time
week.
I'm talking
1
about.
week from today.
today.
Next Wednesday.
So there we are.
There we are.
We talked about a lot, and I'm sure we forgot a lot even.
Well, yeah.
And it's
A lot's been done on this
it's
car.
about the details.
And there's been a lot of ideas come from everybody here. You know, it's not just, it just isn't one person's idea. There's been a
Well, that's
lot
how
of things that.
You got
know,
to somebody's got to cast the vision. You cast the vision.
Yep.
And then it takes a team to put something
To
together.
figure, absolutely.
And I don't care how skilled and how talented you are. It takes a team.
That's exactly
And-
right.
And if you think you can do it yourself, well, you're going to have a lonely life.
You are going to
And
have a
it's
lonely
gonna-
life. And-
You know, you may think you're cool, but you'll think you're cool all by yourself.
Right, you're right. That's exactly right.
Anyway, my buddy, the Hot Rod Man, we need to get him down. We've done some
Bernie,
shows
yeah.
with him. Next time he's in town, if he's here even close to 11, I'll make him, what happens, we just get reminiscing. And then they have to just watch us reminiscent about something, who knows
Oh,
what.
okay.
So what do we want, pass it on or coffee break contemplations?
Coffee break.
Coffee break, all right. This page don't feel like it's been used too much.
All right.
Gotta have my glasses though. Okay. I'm glad, thankful for your being patient with us here. I'll start with that.
Okay.
So thank goodness for love and forgiveness, otherwise most of us would be doomed. So, there's the words of wisdom today.
That's right.
And Ann, if you're watching, I really wasn't joking about the party after the car show.
Make
but
sure you have plenty of
we'll
tea
see.
there.
It's not an official announcement. I am leaving. My niece is graduating college, so I will not be here tomorrow or Friday. And Larry, we didn't forget about you. The Blue Moon promise next week we're going to do that. It's just we had some people here, and you were here and wanted to show this. So.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Anyway, next week, have a good weekend, rest of the week.